It is indeed time to get on with the show. Welcome to this special event coming to you live from Scotland, and we're delighted you're able to join us today. We're broadcasting on all of our YouTube channels and our Facebook pages today. And if you're watching live, please let us know in the comments where you're watching. If you're watching the replay, you're also very welcome. And we hope that you enjoy hearing about the latest news from Coffee Break. We have some very exciting developments to share with you today. But before we look forward, let's take a quick look back over the past year. Since this time last year, we've published hundreds of new lessons over our 9 Coffee Break languages. We've delivered over 25 million free language lessons through our podcasts and videos. And this means that pretty much every second of every day, someone somewhere starts a Coffee Break lesson. On the Coffee Break Academy, where we host our online courses, almost 1,000 lessons are completed every day, and we've welcomed 20,000 new students to the Academy. Last December, we launched the Coffee Break Club on the Coffee Break TV web platform and app, and I'm delighted to report that we've added over 600 video lessons to the platform in the past 9 months, and learners have taken over 70,000 hours of 5, 10 or 15-minute lessons. I'll be sharing some more news about the Coffee Break TV platform later, so stay tuned for that. At Coffee Break Languages, we try to make learning a language the most enjoyable part of your day, whether that means listening to one of our podcasts while you're out walking, or transforming your commute by building your vocabulary on the Coffee Break TV app, or relaxing with a cup of your favourite hot beverage and completing an activity in one of our 50 Coffee Breaks books. We post learning content every week on social media and share valuable learning tips and language lessons in our Friday emails. And on that note, if you don't already get our Friday email lessons and our Monday learning tips, make sure you visit coffeebreaklanguages.com/newsletter. Now, all of this content is brought to you by a fantastic group of people, and we have continued to build the Coffee Break team this year. Since we launched Coffee Break Languages in 2006, we've worked hard to create the best language resources for our worldwide community of learners, but we've also aimed to build a company where every member of the team enjoys coming to work every day. To this end, we've been researching the most effective ways to help our team be productive, but also achieve a healthy work-life balance. And in January, we introduced a 4-day week for everyone on the team. The effect on this has been very positive, and we were delighted to win the prestigious CIPD award recently for our flexible working initiative.
But the CIPD People Management Trophy for Best Flexible Working Initiative goes to Coffee Break.
People Management Award for Best Flexible Working Initiative goes to Coffee Break Languages, and thanks to our sponsor, ICS Learn.
We hope it helps you to know that as you enjoy learning with our lessons, we'll continue to place huge importance on the well-being of everyone involved in making those lessons. Okay, we promised that we'd be getting on with the show in this event, and it's time to do so now. Let's take a look at the first of our announcements today. This year, we've been publishing our Coffee Break Gaelic and Portuguese courses, and the feedback has been fantastic. It appears that many thousands of new learners are able to say "Ha minha guiançach Gaelic" or "Estou a aprender português" with the help of Coffee Break. We have also been publishing our advanced course in Spanish, La Penúltima Voluntad, and we reached the final chapter just last week. But today, our attention turns to new podcasts. Coffee Break launched in its original format back in October 2006. That's 17 years ago. And today, we're going full circle and relaunching a new version of Coffee Break. We're launching not one, but 5 brand new Coffee Break shows. We've listened to your feedback and we're going to be addressing some of the most commonly asked questions in new podcast series for French, Italian, German, Spanish, and English. Weekly episodes will begin next week and you can listen to the show on your favourite podcast apps. But for the first time, we're also releasing these podcasts as video episodes, so you'll be able to watch on the Coffee Break TV app and on our YouTube channels. Here's Thomas from Coffee Break German to tell you a bit more.
This new format, the Coffee Break Show, actually combines a lot of our tried and tested methods in teaching a language. That is, the episodes are between 10 and 15 minutes long and they cover a whole variety of topics. So one of the episodes will be talking about the difference of ser and estar in Spanish, or how to form a question in French. They will also focus on specific language-related phrases or vocabulary and also help you to get some of those tricky pronunciations right, like in German, the famous umlauts, the ä, ö, or ü sound. As I said, there will be different aspects or different versions of the show. So there will be a Coffee Break German show, a Coffee Break French show, and also one for Spanish, Italian, and for English. That also means that you will see a whole variety of different language mentors hosting the show. So it will either be, for example, Mark and me doing one of the German ones, or Oliveira and me, but you'll also see Max for French, Francesca, Maurizio for Italian, or Annabelle and Concha for Spanish. What's new about the show is that it will be available as an audio format on all the big podcast streaming platforms, but also as a video. And you can see that either on the Coffee Break TV or on YouTube. What's nice about the video, we'll actually see, for example, is that Oliveira and me sitting behind there in the studio, discussing some German topics, pressing the buttons for the different jingles, and you can see it all coming together as the final podcast. I really enjoy filming these weekly episodes, and I hope you will find them useful and entertaining.
Danke, Thomas. As Thomas explained, there are episodes on grammatical topics, others based on vocabulary, and you'll be able to practice your pronunciation skills too. If you're already subscribed to the main Coffee Break podcast feed in the language you're learning, you'll receive these episodes automatically as soon as they begin. And, of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the podcast, just search for Coffee Break French or Spanish or whichever language you're learning on your favourite podcast app and click subscribe or follow there. And make sure you also check out our YouTube channel. Again, just search for Coffee Break and the language you're learning. To give you a flavour of the new show, we've put together a little video.
Bienvenue à Coffee Break French.
Herzlich willkommen zu Coffee Break German.
Salve a tutti e benvenuti a Coffee Break Italian.
Bienvenidos a Coffee Break Spanish.
Welcome to the Coffee Break English show. Now, the verb to go, you kind of think of immediately gehen.
Gehen, yeah.
However, it's not as simple as that.
Unfortunately not, no. There's another one.
Bist du bereit?
But I have a little challenge for you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Incrociamo le dita.
Incrociamo le dita, and our viewers and listeners.
So we are talking about the verb gustar.
That's right. To talk about I like, or indeed I liked, I used to like, I have liked, I will like.
Eso es, in all the tenses.
Coming soon. In fact, episode 1 of the new Coffee Break show in each language will be released next week, starting with French on Monday the 16th of October. We cannot wait to share these with you. Let's recap. So this is a brand new audio and video podcast, which will be available for French, Italian, German, Spanish, and English learners. Each episode is coffee break length, and we've put together blog articles on each topic to help you consolidate what you learn in each episode. It's completely free, and the fun begins next week on Monday, the 16th of October 2023. And that's the Coffee Break Show. Moving on, let's take a look at our next announcement. As I mentioned earlier, we've been adding hundreds of new video lessons to the Coffee Break Club throughout this year. Now, the whole idea of the club is that you can decide how long you have available, what skill you want to practice, and which coffee break tutor you want to learn with. And we have a lesson for you. So whether it's a 5-minute Spanish translation challenge with Annabelle, a 10-minute dictation exercise in French with Max, or working on your Italian with a 15-minute grammar video with Francesca, we'll help you build your language skills one coffee break at a time. Over the summer, we've added a new series of Coffee Break in the Sunshine videos, which I had the pleasure of filming on location, and these have been extremely popular. Sticking with an out-and-about theme, we have a brand new series to announce today. When you're out and about in a place where the language you're learning is spoken, you're surrounded by opportunities to learn. Whether it's adverts, posters, shop names or notices, there's always something to read everywhere you go. In this new series on the Coffee Break Club, you'll be joining us on location as we walk around the town and discover interesting items of vocabulary and grammar points. We'll then head back to the studio and learn more about the language point by considering further examples and explanations. We really hope you enjoy walking and talking and learning with us here at Coffee Break Languages. Walk, Talk and Learn, coming soon to Coffee Break TV. Walk, Talk and Learn brings you the best of both worlds. We see real-life examples which have been filmed in Spain, Italy, Switzerland, Austria, Germany and France. And then we go back to the studio to discuss the language point in detail with our expert Coffee Break tutors. Walk, Talk and Learn is coming to the CBTV platform starting later this month. If you're already a Coffee Break Club member, you'll see the new episodes appear very soon and we'll keep you posted through the club newsletter. If you're interested in joining the club, simply head to coffeebreaktv.com and sign up for a membership there. Once you've joined, you'll be able to enjoy all of the club content on the web platform or on the Coffee Break TV app. So Walk, Talk and Learn is returning and will be available exclusively as part of the Coffee Break Club. Each episode features an example of authentic language from real life, and we'll explain everything back in the studio. There will be a version of the show in French, Italian, German, and Spanish, and you'll be able to enjoy the episodes in the club later this month. And that's Walk, Talk and Learn. Next up, let's talk about Italian. For this, let me share a video which we filmed a couple of days ago with Francesca and Maurizio. Ciao Francesca, ciao Maurizio.
Ciao, Mark.
Come state?
Bene, grazie.
Anch'io sto bene, grazie mille.
E dove siete oggi?
Beh, io sono in Italia, sono a Clusone, in provincia di Bergamo.
Benissimo.
Che bello Maurizio, io invece sono a Glasgow come sempre.
Che bello.
Sì, io adoro Glasgow, quindi sono contenta.
So we have got some news for our Coffee Break Italian community. Maurizio, would you like to share this news?
Sì, certo. Allora, after many years of helping, French and Spanish learners take their language to the next level, we have exciting news for intermediate Italian learners, and we are happy to announce the Coffee Break Italian Masterclass.
Indeed, we are so excited about this. So what does the Masterclass involve? Because it's a little different from our other courses.
It is. The Masterclass is a 6-month-long course, and each month we get to explore a module centered around verbs or use of language that will help you improve your Italian. So it's a course for intermediate learners. So we'll get really into the deep language of Italian, maybe some intricate grammar, but that we will help you to understand and master.
That's right. Now, we've had thousands of learners over the past few years take our French masterclass or our Spanish masterclass, and we're so excited to be introducing this in Italian. Francesca, can you tell us a little bit about the level of the Coffee Break Italian masterclass?
See, Mark, I would say the level is perfect for those who are currently learning Italian with the season 3 of Coffee Break Italian or have just completed the season, because the masterclass will allow you to review and go into the detail of the topics which have been introduced with season 3.
Exactly. So I think basically if our learners are working on a B1, B2 level within the Common European Framework of Reference, then the masterclass will be perfect for them. And as Francesca said, if you're already working on season 3 or you've completed season 3, then you'll find all of the masterclass really useful. And one of the nicest aspects of the masterclass is that it's not just a self-access course, is it, Francesca?
Sì, è vero, Mark. This is because the masterclass has been structured in a way where you can, first of all, you will have a homework to do, I compiti, molto importante, and then you'll have the support of the masterclass tutors who are there to help you in every little step of the course. They are there to answer your questions and indeed to correct your compiti, your homework.
Absolutely. And because this is shared learning, we're all learning together, you'll be able to see the corrections of the fellow learners on the course and learn from that as well. So really excited about the masterclass. Maurizio, when is this going to start?
Well, in Italian, we have a saying, Mark, anno nuovo, vita nuova. Therefore, we have decided to start the masterclass on the 1st of January.
Absolutely. So the 1st of January 2024 will be our first cohort of the Coffee Break Italian Masterclass. So if this is something that you are interested in, then I'm sure you'll be able to join us then. Any final thoughts, Francesca?
Well, what can I say, Mark? After all these seasons of Coffee Break Italian, I am so excited to take this next step with all the Coffee Break Italian community. So make sure you join me.
Perfetto. You can join all of us very soon, starting the 1st of January. Grazie mille, Maurizio.
Grazie a te, Mark.
E grazie, Francesca.
Grazie, Mark.
Alla prossima. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao a tutti.
So if you're an Italian learner and you're working on our Coffee Break Italian Season 3 course, or if you've completed that course, then the masterclass is for you. We'll be opening registration in December and the course will begin on the 1st of January 2024. Come hanno detto Francesca e Maurizio, anno nuovo, vita nuova, a new life on a new year. The masterclass is a bit different from our self-access courses. It's delivered over 6 months and you'll work through the lessons and benefit from homework tasks and tutor corrections. It's ideal for anyone who's working on or has completed Season 3 or an equivalent level. And that is the Coffee Break Italian Masterclass. This time last year, our Coffee Break English audience represented just 3% of our total podcast listeners, but we've seen huge growth over the past year, and now that figure has climbed to 12%. So 1 in 8 Coffee Break learners is learning English. And if you're an English learner, then we have some exciting news for you today. We're getting ready to launch a brand new type of short course called the Coffee Break Quest. What is the Coffee Break English Quest? Well, think of it as a 30-day challenge in which you'll be going on a quest to improve your English. You'll follow a story over 1 month. There are 10 chapters of the story, and we'll spend 3 days on each chapter. On day 1, you'll read the story and pick up new vocabulary. On day 2, you'll watch a video lesson which focuses on the language in the chapter. And then on day 3, you'll practice what you've learned so far with an exercise. On day 4, it's time for chapter 2. This pattern of learning will be repeated through the 30 days. Best of all you need is the length of a coffee break each day, around 15 minutes, and you'll master the topic covered in the quest by the end of the month. How does this sound? Our first Coffee Break English Quest begins very soon, and we'll be following the story of Stefano from Italy as he visits Scotland with his mother. And the language focus for this quest is phrasal verbs. In each chapter, you'll learn different phrasal verbs, helping you build your confidence using phrasal verbs and enjoying the story as you go. Let's take a quick look at some of the content from our first quest. Introducing the Coffee Break English Quest. In this new course from Coffee Break English, you'll take a 30-day challenge to improve your understanding of phrasal verbs. Over the month, you'll read 10 chapters of a story and improve your English one coffee break at a time. Each day, there's a different activity. On day 1, you'll read a chapter of the story. Let's listen to part of the story now.
Hello, my name's Stefano, and I've just arrived in Scotland. I'm with my mum, Giovanna, and it's our first time in the UK. She's always dreamed of visiting Scotland, so I set up this trip for her 60th birthday. We're exhausted because we had to get up at 4 a.m.
On day 2, it's time to learn more about the phrasal verbs used in the story.
Stefano's mum, Giovanna, dreamt of visiting Glasgow all her life. The phrasal verb dream of means to think about something that you really want. For example, when he was younger, he used to dream of being a footballer. Stefano set up this trip for his mum's 60th birthday. The verb set up means to arrange or create something. Another example could be, let's set up a meeting to discuss your ideas.
And on day 3, you can practice what you've learned with some exercises. On day 4, we'll begin the next chapter and continue like this until the end of the challenge. All you need is 15 minutes per day, the length of a coffee break, to master phrasal verbs. The Coffee Break English Quest, coming soon. So, to recap, the Coffee Break English Quest is a 30-day challenge, and our first quest begins on the 1st of November, focusing on phrasal verbs. Each day, you'll spend just 15 minutes working on your English, and we'll provide all the materials you need to learn with our audio, video, and text lessons. There's even tutor support for your homework tasks. We can't wait to get started and hope you're excited to join our very first Coffee Break English Quest. Our next announcement is for members of the Coffee Break community who are at a fairly early stage of their learning. Perhaps you've completed our Level 1 courses and you want to take your language skills to the next level. Up to this level, it typically feels like you can move forward with your language because everything you learn seems new. However, there always comes a time when your forward progress slows down and you need to start to think more widely. Your understanding is increasing, but in order to use the language, you need more exposure to it to build your vocabulary and become more confident in expressing yourself in different ways. As I explained, the Coffee Break English Quest will help English learners do a little learning each day in a structured program focusing on particular topics, and all helped along with an engaging story. It sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Well, we felt that this type of learning seemed such a good idea that we've decided to develop the quests in other languages too. Starting in 2024, you'll be able to enjoy the Coffee Break French Quest, the Coffee Break Spanish Quest, and the Coffee Break Italian Quest. In these brand new courses, we'll be focusing on the A2 level, working on stories which have been specially written for learners at this level. Each quest will also have a language focus. For example, we may be looking at talking in the past in Italian or looking at French adjectives. I've already mentioned our Coffee Break Italian Masterclass course, and many of you may have taken our French or Spanish Masterclass, but the quest will be a lower level than this, specially designed for A2 learners. If you're familiar with our Travel Diaries series, the level will be similar to that. Now, all of our stories will involve a quest of some sort, and we're not necessarily talking about castles and dragons and that kind of quest, but there will be some kind of journey involved, perhaps a journey of discovery or a journey through part of the French or Italian or Spanish-speaking world. And all of the stories will be ideal for learners who have learned the basics of the language but want to take it further. So, to recap, the Coffee Break Quest monthly challenges will begin in 2024. They'll be available initially in French, Italian, and Spanish, and they'll be aimed at learners working at A2 level or those who are working on Coffee Break Level 2 courses. And these will be structured courses with daily activities over the 30 days with homework activities and tutor support. And that's the Coffee Break Quest. Today, we've announced brand new podcasts, a new video series on Coffee Break TV, the Coffee Break Italian Masterclass, and the Coffee Break Quest for A2 learners. But we're not finished yet. Let's turn our attention to books. And for this section, I'd like to hand over to our product manager, Eva.
Thanks, Mark. Last year, we took our first steps into the world of books, and we published 4 books in our 50 Coffee Break series. These are books in French, German, Italian, and Spanish, which contain 50 activities of 5, 10, and 15 minutes that you can use to practice and improve your language skills on your coffee break. And it's been really great to hear from people all over the world who have been using these books regularly while they're out and about in a coffee shop having a coffee, on their daily commute on the train, or sitting at home, or wherever they find themselves with a spare 5, 10, or 15 minutes. And today we have some really exciting news because we're expanding the series and we're adding 50 Coffee Breaks books in 2 new languages. And those languages are Swedish and English. So, if you're a member of our Coffee Break Swedish community or our Coffee Break English community, these books are perfect for you. Just like the other 4 in the series, they're aimed at upper beginner to lower intermediate level and are split up into activities of 5, 10, and 15 minutes, which will allow you to practice a whole range of skills, including grammar, vocabulary, writing, reading comprehension, and cultural knowledge. The books are available to pre-order, and if you're in the UK, they'll be available from the 7th of December, and if you're in the US, they'll be available from April. We're really excited to be adding to the series of the 50 Coffee Breaks books, and we're looking forward to expanding it even further in the future.
Thank you, Eva. And we have some pre-release copies here. We are delighted to be moving forward with our 50 Coffee Break series in partnership with our friends at Teach Yourself. As Eva said, Swedish and English are joining our existing range of French, Italian, German, and Spanish books. Each book is split into activities of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes. So however much time you have available, we have an activity for you to help you move forward with your language learning. Now, the books are already available to pre-order, and you can find them online and in bookstores. And they'll be published in the UK in December and then worldwide from April 2024. Sticking with books, we have more news. Many of our advanced French learners took our advanced course, La Vérité éclate toujours, and more recently, our advanced Spanish course, La Penúltima Voluntad, came to its conclusion with the release of Chapter 20 last week. Now, both of these courses involved stories. And in the course, we analysed the full story, explaining every complex grammatical structure or tricky piece of vocabulary. Now, having completed the course, many learners have told us that they want to revisit the story to review the language covered. And since these courses both revolve around stories, what better way to review the story than in print? For this reason, we've put together book versions of La Vérité éclate toujours and La Penúltima Voluntad, and these will be available in November. They're the perfect way to review everything you've learned in these courses, and we hope you're as excited as we are to add another coffee break book to your bookshelf. So, to recap, both La Vérité éclate toujours and La Penúltima Voluntad will be coming soon in book format, and this will help you review the course and consolidate everything you've learned. Of course, if you're ready for a challenge or have just started one of these advanced courses, the books will help you follow the lessons too. Both books will be available to buy online from November. Earlier, we spoke about Coffee Break TV. This is the home of the club, but it's also the easiest way to access our video lessons from the Coffee Break Academy courses on your mobile device. Currently, we have all of our Level 1 courses available within the app. So if you already bought Coffee Break French, Italian, German, Spanish, Chinese, Swedish, Gaelic or Portuguese in the Coffee Break Academy, Then you'll be able to use the app to watch all of the video lessons for that course. And there are instructions within the Coffee Break Academy on how to access it within the Coffee Break TV app. Today, we have some updates. First of all, we'll be adding our Level 2 courses in French, Italian, German and Spanish to the Coffee Break TV app this week. If you already have these courses in the Coffee Break Academy, again, there will be a link there to add them automatically to your account on Coffee Break TV. But we're also delighted to be adding 2 additional resources to Coffee Break TV. Our French and Spanish courses for children, High Five French and High Five Spanish, will now be available within Coffee Break TV web platform and app, making it the easiest way to help your children or your grandchildren pick up French or Spanish. Just as we've built Coffee Break around the idea of a learner and a teacher, High Five French and Spanish help children learn the language by watching videos where Emma learns French with her teacher, her friend Mathilde, and in High Five Spanish, Sophie is learning with her Spanish-speaking friends Marina and Miguel. High Five French and High Five Spanish will be available to buy within the Coffee Break TV platform, and we'll be adding the High Five resources to the club too. So if you're a club member and have children or grandchildren who would like to learn the language along with you, you'll be able to access all of the videos as part of your club subscription. So just to summarize, on the Coffee Break TV web platform and app, you'll be able to access your existing Coffee Break Level 2 videos for French, Italian, German and Spanish if you've bought them in the Academy, and we're adding High Five French and High Five Spanish to the platform. The High Five courses will be available to purchase on the platform, but we're also adding them to the Coffee Break Club, so if you have an existing club subscription, you'll be able to access the entire High Five library for free. Yet another reason to become a club member. Visit Coffee Break TV for more information. We've not finished yet. And for this announcement, I'd like to hand over to my colleague Christina, our Sales and Marketing Manager.
Thanks, Mark. We have learners all over the world who spend their coffee breaks building their language skills with our podcasts, books, courses, and CBTV content. Like many of you watching, there are adult learners who are improving their language skills or acquiring a new language to enhance their travel experiences, build their cultural knowledge, or to communicate with friends or family who speak that language. We also have many learners who are building their professional qualifications with a view to getting a promotion or building their range of expertise. We are honoured to be able to help you to take your next step, whatever that may be, in the language you're learning. We'd like to turn our attention to a particular section of our community now, and that is students. We receive emails and comments on social media almost every day from students telling us how much Coffee Break has helped them. Our content fits perfectly into their busy lives. Rather than spend 10 minutes watching random videos on TikTok on the bus to university, they can learn something useful with one of our club videos, or they could review a grammar point with one of our podcast episodes before an exam. Today, we'd like to announce that we are working with partners on 2 levels to help students benefit from Coffee Break content more easily. First of all, we are partnering with universities to provide student discount on the Coffee Break TV platform. This means that through your institution, you'll be able to benefit from significant discount, for example, on a Coffee Break Club subscription. Secondly, we're working with one of the leading providers of student discounts to be able to provide individual access to our resources with student discounts. We hope to roll this out in the UK initially in November and further afield in the new year, just in time for exam revision season. It wasn't too long ago that I was a student in a Scottish university myself, and I know that I would have benefited hugely from Coffee Break content in my own studies. We are absolutely delighted to be able to help students enjoy our content more easily. Now, back to Mark in the studio.
Thanks, Christina. This is a really important development for us, and as someone who has been involved in education throughout my professional life, it's something very close to my heart. Setting up the system is not particularly straightforward, hence the slow rollout. But we hope that by this spring, we'll have students in the UK, the US, and hopefully further afield able to benefit from special pricing of our courses. Now, if you're a student, we'll be sharing further details of how you can let your institution know about this very soon. And if you represent an institution, we want to speak to you. Please get in touch and we'll share all the information that you need. There will be full details at the link that we share at the end of this video. Let's recap on this. We're in discussions with a number of institutions to provide institution-wide discount for language students for coffee break courses and content. We're also working with leading providers of student discount to enable special pricing at an individual level. This will roll out first in the UK and then hopefully in the US and on a wider basis. We're looking forward to being able to provide access to the Coffee Break Club and our courses to students. It has been an exciting day. Let's take a look back at our 9 announcements. First of all, the Coffee Break Show is a brand new audio and video podcast for French, Italian, German, Spanish and English, launching next week. Walk, Talk and Learn returns and will be available in the Coffee Break Club from later this month. Intermediate learners of Italian will be able to take their language skills to a whole new level with our guided learning course, the Coffee Break Italian Masterclass. If you're an A2 learner of English, you can join our very first Coffee Break English Quest in November and perfect your phrasal verbs while enjoying a fun and exciting story. And we'll be rolling out the Coffee Break Quest in other languages in 2024. We've just announced 2 new titles in the 50 Coffee Break series of books helping Swedish and English learners make language learning the most enjoyable part of their day. We've also announced books for our advanced courses, La Vérité éclate toujours and La Penúltima Voluntad, helping you consolidate everything you've learned on the courses. There are new updates on the Coffee Break TV web platform and app, including our Level 2 courses for Academy members, and High Five French and Spanish, 2 courses for younger learners, now available on Coffee Break TV and free to all club members. Finally, we're excited to be able to offer discounted access to our content to students through their institution or providers of student discount. Watch this space. We're so excited to be able to bring you all of this exciting news. 9 announcements on the 10th day of the 10th month. It's a shame we don't have a 10th announcement. As I said earlier, in October 2006, 17 years ago, we launched Coffee Break Spanish. Since then, we've added French, German, Italian, Chinese, English, Swedish, and then last year our 8th language, Scottish Gaelic, and our 9th language, Portuguese. So on the 10th day of the 10th month, as our 10th announcement, we are very excited to be announcing the 10th member of the Coffee Break family. Yes, Coffee Break Japanese will be launching in 2024. We're delighted to be working on this with a fantastic teacher, and we know that you're going to love learning Japanese on your coffee break. Coffee Break Japanese will feature the same style of teaching you've experienced in all our other languages. In coffee break length lessons, you'll learn to master the Japanese language and use it in a whole variety of situations. Japanese brings with it various challenges, and we'll be tackling these with our usual coffee break style of learning and teaching, simplifying complex structures and concepts with friendly and fun lessons. Of course, there will be more information to come, but if you'd like to keep up to date with all the developments, just follow the links we'll post at the end of this video. So we're excited to be launching Coffee Break Japanese in 2024, and we'll bring the coffee break style and method to this 10th member of the Coffee Break family. You'll learn to communicate in Japanese in a variety of practical and useful situations. You'll learn how the language works and how Japanese is written using hiragana and katakana. Make sure you follow the links we post at the end of the video to be kept up to date with all of our Japanese developments. And there you have it, our 10 announcements for 10/10, the 10th day of the 10th month and our 10th coffee break language. We really have gone full circle. Let's do a quick recap. We're launching a brand new audio and video podcast in French, Italian, German, Spanish, and English. Walk, Talk and Learn will be available in the club later this month. The Coffee Break Italian Masterclass launches in January 2024. The Coffee Break English Quest goes live in November. And we'll be launching the Quest concept for A2 learners across other languages early next year. There are new 50 Coffee Break books available to pre-order in Swedish and English. And we're extending our range with book versions of La Vérité éclate toujours and La Penultima Voluntad. We're adding level 2 courses to the Coffee Break TV app and web platform. We'll be providing special pricing for our content through your institution or a leading provider of student discount. And we're launching our 10th Coffee Break language, Coffee Break Japanese. What you're seeing today is the product of a huge amount of work from the Coffee Break team. Right now, they're all sitting upstairs watching this presentation or joining us remotely. And I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone involved in bringing together every aspect of today's event. I hope that you're as excited as we all are about these new developments and that you're looking forward to making yourself a coffee and taking the next step in your language learning journey. Thank you for watching, and as I said at the beginning of today's event, on with the show.